Welcome to the new map, Bypass. An idea I came up with in Paint. Like most of the Hidden Cup maps. Yeah, I get real creative in Paint. I have no artistic ability, but I come up with these ideas, and I have a wonderful map team, and I basically say, hey, can we try this? And Hideout has been a map that has been as part of Age of Empires 2 for quite some time. And I always felt like Hideout was a really slick map because you had the potential for aggression around the sides. And I said, wait a second, Hideout is really common, Hideout is well known, but we want to mix things up for the main event of Hidden Cup 4. And we created this, and this is going to be one of the maps that joins the main event map pool for Hidden Cup. Not a map that's been seen in the qualifiers, so this is a map I expect a lot of players to have to prepare some strats on. And this is actually a practice game that I played, so let's break it down. We've got myself, Team 90 Official, playing as the Khmer, probably a top 5 hideout civilization. In the teal, we have Derp, a clown player. He's on the Clown Legion team. He loves his arena strats, but he's also well and more than capable, and a super nice guy on top of that. Has picked Britons. Britons, a civ, I'd say, is also top 5 on hideout. Now, typical hideout is not going to have the area in the middle. But we opened this up to allow aggression in here if players want to. And also, there's reasons and more reasons, to take the side. So, like, hideout was typically you boom up. You never have to worry about being attacked in the middle. There's a few golds and stones to take advantage of, but no real bonus as far as food goes. Now you've got berries, you've got some deer, and you'll notice that a lot of the extra gold and stone piles tend to be here as well. And so I've been taking this really seriously. The main event for Hidden Cup 4 is March 18th through the 21st. Starting prize pool, and this number will go up with every single individual that subscribes to the Twitch stream. But starting prize pool is $60,000. And the top 8 are already in, like Viper, Leary, and Co. The top 8's already in. So they, in theory, could be strategizing already if they knew what these new maps were. Whereas the people who have to play in these qualifiers wouldn't really have the time for that. So I got a team together, and I got players who I feel play at a high level. I got some players who were even out of round 1 of the qualifiers, and behind the scenes, we've been doing show matches that aren't shown to anyone, and just practice game after practice game after practice game. I want to play these maps behind the scenes to see if they're balanced, and just get some competitive games in. So that, of course, includes myself. So I decided to play Derp here. And we actually had played the previous game. And in the previous game, I had played quite a few versions. I was Spanish, and the enemy was Incas. So Inca's a good Vil Rush, Tower Rush civilization. What I did with Spanish was I double layer palisaded, I guess it'd be over here, in front of the enemy in Dark Age. And so then Derp decided to walk around and tower rush me from the outside. It was a wild game. I had to play tower defense, and I had to castle drop, and I even ended up sneaking out here, which is really cool too, because the enemy's got to scout that. Otherwise, you're going to be out there taking those resources freely. So the point is in the previous game, we went for 2 tower civilizations, and that game played out. And here, I'm Khmer. I don't need my required buildings to advance to the next age. It's also why I made a farm before my lumber camp. You can do that with Khmer. I wanted to test that out. But yeah, anywho, it's just like, at least at this time, there's really not a meta for this map. And the way we're doing the semifinals and the finals of the main event is this is a set map for the best of 7s. It'll probably be game number 4. Players will still pick home maps and whatnot, but this map will definitely be played. Players will have to prepare something. Of course, in the best of 5s early, they could always pick map as well. But yeah, my plan here was to go fast castle. And then Derp's plan ended up being the same, so we do have some time to chill. Fair warning, this is a very messy game. I've been doing lots of recordings and work, and anytime I played the game over the last 3 weeks, I've just been losing so many games, man. I lost like 100 elo. It's just I've not been playing very good, and my mind's been elsewhere. My focus has been elsewhere. I'm attacking as well to be annoying on Derp, and I also had a game here where I picked Berbers with the faster villagers and tried to run out here to take the resources too. I'm just like, super pumped about this map because it's brought us so many good games. It's so different from Hideout as well. Though here we're both going fast castle, which I suppose is relatively common for Hideout. I'm about to click up to the feudal age here. Now, this honestly could have been faster. I think with the Khmer, I could have gone up at 24 population. I was able to push in all of my deer by using the goat to open up the gate. I think I probably could have been faster. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. Derp has done a similar thing, though, and Derp's going to go FC. And so the way I was thinking as far as the civ matchup goes, it's like Khmer have a lot more mobility. But what I should be terrified of is the snowball push in the middle. A lot of crossbowmen mangonels could be really tough. So I wanted to go for an eco lead with an extra TC or two. And I wanted to go for siege defense because Khmer Scorpions have 8 range, which would equal the range of the Britain crossbows. So I figured with a faster castle age, and you'll see what I mean. Like, I'm 40 seconds away from feudal. I already have the resources to go castle age, so I could have gone up faster. And I say this, I could have been up way faster here. And Derp knows his build orders, man. Derp is, I should have his YouTube channel linked in the description, too, if you want to check out Derp. His content, he's got some unique little videos, but he knows his build orders, man, as an arena player. He says, thanks for going easy on me, and of course, that's what it was. But I want to talk about this farm. The Dark Age farm expired at the time I would be getting Horse Color. So I really like that. I recall experimenting with some Khmer builds in the past. So now I'm going to need to reseed that farm, but it'll have more food on it because of Horse Color. So kind of depends on the map. I wouldn't suggest building the farm before a mill or lumber camp on any map that's not a boomy map, but here I am. I'm worried about the crossbowmen coming in because I want to figure out what to do with my wood right now. If you look at my scouting, see what's up. I'm going to be annoying to Derp. I built some houses here just in case the pressure were to come in. Derp says nothing to see here. I really did want to see what Derp was up to. I assumed it was going to be crossbowmen. And there's the 2 ranges for Derp, as Derp is also on the way to castle. So my decision ended up being, as I'm making some extra layers of house walls, is let's go for 1 extra TC to gain a Vil lead. And then let's switch into some siege, just in case. Siege could be coming from here, so I have to be paying very close attention. And did I say siege? Crossbows could be coming from the middle. They also could be coming from the outside. So I really was unsure. And scouting is hugely important. I see that scout's there. Oh, but he reacted in time. And check this out from Derp. This is a play and a half right here because I start taking the fight, but I have less HP. So he should know something's up. I'm sending my Vil. Derp just gets to laugh and say, haha, that villager's idle. Sucks to be you. And now I send her home. And I send my scout home. Now, he could have started to send the archers in through here if he wanted to. I'm still just, what on earth is happening? Now, think of the potential for strategy. You could go for Aztecs on this and Burmese, like go crazy monk rush and siege. You could go for castle drops on this map. It's worth mentioning that you cannot build on this terrain. You can only build in the, I guess, the leaves. We made that so the castles would not be able to be placed forward easily. Earlier versions, that was the meta. If someone pushes you in the middle, you could expand to the other areas of the map. What becomes more important is the question. Now, I made my siege workshop here because I was expecting the pressure in the middle, but because my scout's weak, I can't comfortably have it out there. And so I'm trying to scout to see what's going on this side. Still not really seeing anything, not seeing anything. Scouting away. I'm just a caster, right? So you can't expect me to do everything, right? And I actually found the crossbows. So I found the crossbowmen as they're moving around. Good eco upgrades for me. I've got bit axe and Derp getting that now as well. Derp shooting the wolf and sending just 4 crossbowmen to this side. So now I know, let's get my scorpions to this side and defend my economy lead. Now, Derp is going to scout the other side. This is what's so cool about this map. It's Derp is just double checking to see if I'm over here. Because if I am, then maybe he could punish that. And Derp maybe expecting, after seeing my scout, expecting to be expected, is going to switch his crossbowman over to the other side. Now, that ends up being a really nice play here because I want to experiment. So I'm sending my Vils out this way. And I'm thinking, man, how nice would it be to get control of this area and get my 3rd TC up in that area? So Derp just now getting Bodcanero. That wolf getting revenge because I think his buddy was attacked. Oh, no, it's the same wolf. That's funny. Crossbowman running away. Here I am. And I have to give Derp a lot of credit for this because he switched sides on me. And I mean, it's far too greedy, right? I could have just gone for farms with Khmer. But ripperoni to these villagers. And I was trying to get a house up here to maybe hide inside the house. But he's even using the scout. And any vill lead I did have is kind of disappearing a little bit here. There's 4 villagers down. What a throw from me. And also, Scorpion's out of position on this side. Though I suppose Derp has not been able to expand much himself. So that's a positive. Okay, so Derp's got his crossbowman. Derp, for those wondering, is around 2K. So I'd say like I'm 100-ish elo better. I think he tends to play more closed maps. This is kind of a hybrid. It's a mix. What I'm getting at here is I think he could have been on the 2nd and 3rd town center a bit faster. And Derp says a bit greedy. And I say yes. Yeah, we're just talking as we're testing these maps, right? Afterwards, we spend some time talking through what civs would be good. We tested so many different civs and so many different strats. Again, this had to be secret. I didn't want to give away any secrets or any unfair advantages with so much money on the line. Well, Derp comes in here. I made a quick little partial house wall, and now Derp is going to show, like, check out my micro. Check out my micro, Mom. Now, he also sees the repair villagers. My Scorpion and Vill HP is very important here. Now, he's microing an awful lot right now, and I figured he was probably going to go for the repair villager. And so I go to save the repair villager. He does not have ballistics yet, so the repair villager's saved. Another villager comes in here. And I remember watching this and thinking, Derp, I don't know if this is worth it. Like, maybe it ends up being worth it. It's tough for him to get reinforcements in, but it's a lot of focus. And if I lose a villager, it's whatever. You know, like, I think that it's important that he's able to... And this just might be a preference thing. But I think it's really important for him to be able to focus on his economy a bit more. Maybe he feels as though the Khmer economy will always be stronger. And here he comes with more crossbowmen. I was not expecting this. I'm going to stone because I want to go for a 4th TC. I want to go for a crazy boom. And look at that. I've lost a lot of villagers in this game, but he's also lost a lot of crossbowmen. 3 TCs now for Derp behind this. This is where getting some control starts to be important. Now, all the while, I've been starting to push with Scorpions and Mangonels in this area. And I'm thinking, I need Mangonels? Not necessarily for the crossbowman, but because his best counter to my Scorpions is Mangonels. Good work here again. I'm rather proud of myself with, you know, being able to repair constantly. I'm okay with that. You know, rewatching this, I'm happy. Derp's got to be happy about some of these runners, though, man. He's got so many runners going on. Right, this villager goes down again. And I'm really focused here. And Derp now has got to defend. 58 villagers versus 50. I'm able to get a snipe, and Derp already has the Mangonel out. This is... Now, I know I'm just a pleb caster, but I think both of us have played a really good game here so far. TC idle time, unacceptable though for me. 2 minutes of TC idle time, that's got to be something I work on. But that's the result of Derp's pressure. And I've learned something in life. Never try and face off with Siege against a clown. I try and split with Scorpions. He's repairing now. How do you like it, T90? And so he had a sick attack round on my Mangonel. I had 4 Scorpions, now I'm down to 0. And I'm like, oh, I immediately regret this decision. Siege Workshop's up at least. Sorry if it's kind of hard to tell whose Siege Workshop that is right now because it's in his base. It's really awkward, but now I begin to get worried because he's got crossbowman numbers. And my eco, like, I've got 700 food. I fortunately don't need to drop off. I don't need drop-off points for my farmers, but I'm not feeling like control's going to be too hot for me in a second. And we have ourselves a close game. Now, I'm starting to... It's such a weird thing, but patrol Scorpions around the outer ring. Just to make sure that I have some control. Actually, had Scorpions over here for a bit. And I send a villager. I don't know when they'll get there, but a villager to build that house. Just to take control of the sides. it's a very important thing in Age of Empires when you're dictating the pace of the game or when someone's reacting to you, you try and take another area of the map. And right now I felt like, of anything, Derp was either going to beat me in the middle of the map, or at the very least he was going to react to me in the middle of the map. So maybe if I took the other areas, as we get a nice trade there, I'd be happy. And Derp's micro has honestly been sick. 1 for 1 there. AD doesn't really tell the whole story. It's a lot easier for the Khmer player to just mindlessly spam farms and patrol scorpions than it is the Britain player to micro the way he's doing it. And there will be reward for that too if he can keep his mass alive. Right now he's got 13 crossbowmen. I saved that villager. Maganel coming out of this siege workshop. Maganel coming out of this siege workshop. Which he maybe could have found a more unique way to take out. I don't know about that, but let's look at this Derp Clown micro. Right. Derp with 9 crossbows, but 8 range. And you see him getting scale barding now. Just as I'm getting bloodline. So we're both thinking that maybe getting some cav out would be nice. He knows there's something in there. Okay, he reacts. Still has 1 more range than my Maganel, which is only on 7 range. Now, I was thinking if I could keep this siege workshop up, it'd be nice because I could make more siege in a second. Derp. Oh, man. All right, so he's lost some villagers there. He's now got the crossbowman. He splits. I've weakened the crossbows. I've not taken out the crossbows. Look at this micro. We should invite Derp to Hidden Cup 4. Well, it was ambitious, and he was really close. So for that, YouTube applauds you, Derp. It's just practice fun games after all. He was so close to taking out that Maganel. It was very weak, and now I'm going to send a villager over here to repair it. Now, he was not able to see that I have a stable. I was not able to see that he has a stable. And he's in a better position. Well, he doesn't have that many crossbow numbers, but he's in a better position to take out knights than I am because I just have siege. So, like, it's likely for Derp that he might be able to take this out, and he sends out the knight and the scouts. And I just remember thinking, well, that sucks. That sucks. And I just, Hail Mary, send the Maganels forward. I'm just going to try my best to get a hit. I didn't even pay attention to this. And I did not get a hit. Because I'm going to send my own knights out. And this is to take control of the middle area. As Derp is going to try and drop a castle here. So I've got chain barding already. Got bloodlines already. Against these crossbow numbers, I can definitely take fights. If you look over here, Derp's thinking of TCing this. I've got a few villagers that will eventually make their way over here. And I'm going to try and stonewall off these areas. Seeing as I feel as though they're super important. Derp with the house walls now. Derp with the castle drop. What a... Like... Again, we've done so many games, I can't upload all of them. You're just going to have to watch Hidden Cup 4, all right? There's no way around it now. But what a unique map and what a great game. I might be a little bit biased because I drew up the idea in paint. And, of course, it is, you know, a tournament I put my heart and soul into. But we have a TC going up for Derp now, and Derp's thinking of flicking up to Imp. I've got more food income, but I also am a little worried that if he's already clicked up, I might need to take more map control. So I'm going to spam some more knights. Over on this side, Derp has noticed and sees my walls. He sold wood, and now he's on the way to the Imperial Age. I'm pretty far off with these resources. Fortunately for me, I am close to getting the walls down, though. Over here, this is kind of funny. Derp's thinking about the exact same thing, and he's sending crossbowmen this way. And I do not have military here just yet. I think my knights are already, coming over to this side. But I did not know that Derp was doing any of this. I did not see the TC. I obviously can't see the wall foundations. So there he goes. He's sending 2 vills to either side to try and get the wall foundations. But he does not have the crossbowman numbers. My knights do have upgrades. So another win for me here. As I take out that vill, and I'll take out the crossbowman. Now, there's 6 tiles of additional gold here. There's also additional stone. There's also berries. There's also deer. And I'm going to have both sides locked down. I'm also working on getting a relic from this side. Very important to get these relics. Notice how I've left this one on my side already because I figured that's kind of not a freebie, but that's easier for me to get. I wanted to snag this sooner rather than later. Now, Derp's issue throughout this whole game has been fighting with low numbers of crossbowmen. So the key for Britons is always getting the crossbowman number high enough where you just one-shot everything. Now, in this case, as I'm, going to try and take out this TC, and I'm pushing on the sides with Castellade units, he is going to start to mass them, and it's going to be very tough for me if he's able to get to Arbalest. And eventually, if he gets to Halberdier, I feel like Britons with their amazing range with Halberdier can do so well against Khmer, who I'd say one of their strengths is really just spamming Hussars everywhere. I don't get Paladin with Khmer, sadly. I do get Elite Battle Elephant, but that's really expensive. I call the Elite Battle Elephant the Lamborghini of Age of Empires units, because it's like Lamborghini never seems like it should be a realistic option for a road vehicle. You want to go for a more affordable approach with good gas mileage. I don't know. Maybe some people watching right now have Lamborghinis. I don't know my audience all that well. Sorry if I dissed my Lamborghini audience. Yeah, I've started to lose a decent amount of knights as I'm just trying to buy time and buy the map. 3 minutes away from Imp. Got a TC here. And I didn't see this until now. I actually forgot about this, even though I played this earlier today.
Mandatum?
This won't be uploaded for a few weeks, right? Because, of course, I don't want to spoil things. So it'll probably be, like, Hidden Cup at this point is a week off? 2 weeks off? I don't know. It's March 18th, damn it. 4 days. But yeah, I mean, he almost walled that up sneakily. But I was able to take the TC out. And now, in my eyes, I'm going to be in a good spot when it comes to relics. I'm going to be in a good spot when it comes to gold and stone. I just need to defend. There is one thing in particular, as I'm starting to attack here now as well. I also have a villager around here somewhere. I don't know where that villager went. But anyways, there's one thing in particular that's going to be a problem for me, and that's going to be farm eco. And if you know my reputation, thankfully it's not a big deal with Khmer, farms can be a bit of a problem for me. So I've got, let's just check, 30 farms on this part of the screen. I'm a minute away from Imp. This guy has 30 Arbalest and Trebuchets already knocking on the door. So yes, I've been able to take the outer ring, and here I come with a bit of a raid, knowing I need to distract and get damage in. Also, maybe a bit of an overboom on my part with 157 vills. I told you it wasn't pretty, but like, I'm going to start losing farms, and without food eco, what can Khmer do? They can't make Hussars. They can't get Heavy Scorpion. They can't make Cavalier. So I start to basically bail. Send villagers to the outer ring with TCs. And, eventually, I think I end up dropping some mills everywhere to try and take berries and deer. I mean, you can't... It's really tough to focus on everything. So... Khmer are good for me, and they're good for most players because they're mindless. You can just throw down farms and throw down mills in this case, in this map. So that's what I ended up doing. And 2 relics for me, more gold control for me. Value of military, though, very close. And Derp has more military. Now, a lot of the issue with the vill count for me right now, too, is that it's not a productive vill count, so it didn't feel like I needed to stop creating vills. I wasn't looking at that number too much. 45 on food doesn't seem impressive out of 162 vills. So I consistently have 12 to 27 idols. The wood count's high, but I'm transferring villagers to build wood all the time. It's really messy. I'm going to send these vills away. It is not a situation I'm happy to be in. Oh, actually, I think I did realize that I had too many villagers, so I decided, why not use them as a meat shield? So I can maybe take out these trebs. And here I come. Pikeman is about to complete for Dirt, but he doesn't have the numbers just yet. I'm just doing my best to constantly raid these gold areas for him, knowing that he will eventually run out of gold. And here I come with the Cavalier. 1 upgrade away from being fully upgraded. Blast Furnace 50 seconds away. Again, I just knew I needed to get rid of some pop, so here I go, sending in the vills. Good play from Derp here to be able to position his arbs and the few longbow when he has in that choke. It's very hard for me to engage against his army. But I do end up getting some engagements in on his army. Do I take out that Treb? What? I think I misclicked it. I think I tried to click the Treb. You dumb Cavalier. Oh, get it. 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 Oh, you kidding me? If I don't get this, come on. I get this, right? Come on. Give me it. Yeah. Okay, here we go. I mean, that was expensive. 150 pop for him, though, as my Cavalier is still running all around. And I've had 178 pop, but I have 36 idle villagers. So, working population, it's pretty even. Now, I do feel like I was very fortunate in that I was able to take map control on the sides the way I did. Also, I feel as though Khmer, since they have more mobility, probably slightly stronger than Britons on this map. Remember, I had a Vil lead after losing some Vils, so certainly something's got to be strong about this civ. I do feel like the key moments have gone well for me so far. Sneaking up a few stables, getting villagers in random spots. Now going to drop a castle over here just to protect this region too. But Derp's just got to commit towards a certain area. And Derp's about to do that. And the thing about Arbalest and Halberdier, you keep the Arbalest alive with that massive range, and then Halberdier just costs wood and food. And I'm making cav? I mean, it's very difficult for me to ever kill this snowball. So this is the correct approach from Derp. He's giving maybe 10% focus, 20% focus on the sides. He's not forgetting about it. But he'll recognize the only way that he wins this game is if he snowballs a push in the middle. And I'm looking at my resources right now, and I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it for 150 Vils. And so I think this is where I'm building mills. Yeah, I'm just dropping farms randomly out here. I have a few mills going up. Nice thing about placing a mill in this area is it's pretty close to berries, so we'll at least do that. It's a messy, messy game. And imagine if you had the best of the best, the top 16 in the world playing on this map. Some of the mistakes I've made, some of the mistakes that Derp has made probably wouldn't happen, and with all the money on the line, not knowing who the players are, it's going to lead to some beautiful games in Hidden Cup. And I think this will be one of my favorite maps. And will produce some of the best games when it's all said and done. I think this is going to be uploaded first week of March, which takes us 2 weeks out from Hidden Cup. I'm still not sure on the upload schedule, but we should have a map video ready online at some point to review these, because we'll be using that. And actually, I can't promise that. That might just end up being a surprise when you show up to the stream. But, of course, all the games will eventually go to YouTube. Fun fact here. So I saw that one of my Vils was being attacked as I was relocating them with farms. And I thought for a split second that it would be a mistake to send all the Vils here without having some type of military. And I figured the Halbs would not be able to follow her. Fortunately, I reacted. But I remember laughing like, wait, what? That Halb followed the whole way? And look at my idle time. Try not to look at the idle eco at the bottom right, but just look at the idle Vils at the top here. So many villagers idle. 90 military for Derp. I'm in a spot where I feel the need to consistently raid. Oh, I chopped through the wood with the ballista elephant. Let's go. Hype about that, but feel the need to constantly spend my food. And I officially started to panic here. I didn't have the score lead anymore. I just bought like 1,000 food, which is normally a mistake when you have gold, because then the enemy can sell food for gold. And I'm getting a double crossbow out of one of my castles. And I'm starting to mass scorpions. I will then need heavy scorpion, and that is probably the best thing I can do here. That and never letting up on the sides. Here I tried to make my way through with gates, or not gates. Sorry, there are gates from Derp. But with Cavalier, rather happy with the damage I've done, at least the idle time, and to make a few scorpions here, just being annoying. Not allowing him to take the stone, not allowing him to take the wood, but look at my base here. Heavy scorpion, 40 seconds out, ballistics on the way. Thinking about some skirms as well at some point. But I did know that I had the relics, had more golds. Here's the panic, right? I'm expecting to lose a lot of Vils, so I'm thinking all my new Vils need to populate the sides. Look at the eco lost in this game, by the way. Lots of villages have gone down in this one. Is a concern for me because I'm losing my home base. This is where I started. So Derp doing a great job at splitting up his arbs to hit my farms. I'm at 33 on food. I'm trying to add more, trying to take berries. It's not pretty at all. Probably one of the more inefficient economies you've seen. But check this out. I didn't get to feast my eyes upon the shots because I was too busy doing other things. But it looks like I got some nice shots in there with the double crossbow scorpions. Now, in theory, Brit and Arbs could be used to micro down said scorpions, but it's not easy to do. If the scorpions get shots, splash damage is huge, and I killed quite a few Arbs there. I recall looking back and seeing some bodies on the ground. I guess with Warwolf Trebuchets, you could use the Trebs against the scorpions, but that's also not easy. All right, so he's got Halbs, man. He's got plenty of military, 104 military. I've been 26. But the good news is in my situation, the military it packs more of a punch for what it brings. Scorpions Cavalier do a lot more damage than something like if you were to pick 10 my military versus 10 of his military, my 10 would always win. So the ratio's right. And now, like, calling Chimera the mindless civ again, the Trebs are doing a great job. I'm just patrolling scorpions in, and in this case, it might not end up being very good for me. These aren't cheap. They still have gold remaining on the sides. Not much gold, but there is still gold remaining on the sides. Also, I do have 3 relics. There is one in the middle, which Derp probably should have collected by now. Derp. He's got an idea. If you look at Derp's point of view, he's got an idea that I'm on the sides, right? He knows that I have a castle over here. He knows that I have some buildings here. So it's tough for him to snowball a push because of that constant pressure. But he is still pushing. He's got a ton of military, though. He's got to have siege to back it up. And you can now see the siege workshops. And I, of course, didn't know this. I also didn't know he had freaking 114 military. It's kind of hard for him to move around and show me what he's got. He's starting to sell wood now. This is why I shouldn't buy wood or food. Give him a bit of gold. He should, if all goes as planned, only receive 14 gold for every 100 wood sold. If I'm playing this correctly. I start to make a few stables over here. I'm starting to think of it so I can get hussars out to take out the Trebs. Because I've lost one too many scorpions with Trebs. Yeah, look at this eco, man. It's like just taking deer with a bunch of bills. It is no wonder the idle time is what it is here. But I have to say, he caught me off guard here. I was fully focused on dealing with this and trying to pressure a little bit more on the left. I never expected him to have the gold. I never expected him to go for a crazy push to the left. And I think that's something I should have seen. But I had like 4 or 5 scorpions, and I figured that they could sit here next to the castle foundation and would hold against the halbs. I recall seeing the halbs, but what is to come is rather surprising. Can Derp ever... Like, eventually, everyone's just going to run out of gold here. I'm going to have relics. Can he ever recover? I think this is around the time I started to send a monk this way. Get that relic. I remember thinking about that. Maybe that's soon. Here are my hussars. And I go in after the trebuchet and patrolling in these wonderful scorpions. Scorpions don't do very much damage against the trebs. But they will do damage against the arbs and the halbs. And I was trying to get some hussars out. The halberdier is actually taking out my scorpions, which kind of sucks. Farming eco is looking pretty juicy now, though, with 69 farms. Nice. Starting to get capped ram, a siege ram in my near future as well. I saw the score, but I also knew the situation, and I knew that I had more relics, and I knew that I mined more gold. I was just worried if I ever run out of gold. Because then, as far as trash units we've teched into, it's halb versus hussar. And hussar is faster and all, but halberdier counters that. Was able to find a gap here, which is extremely fortunate for me. Also just going to take this stone while I can. I expected to maybe lose these villagers. But you see what Derp's up to. Again, this is not something that I expected. As we cast this game, Derp's population still looking good somehow, some way, and has a lot of gold income somehow, some way. Make it in with a few hussars, so I'm distracting him, but we're both really unsure on where to focus right now as I Fortunately, I'm able to use the Scorpions. This is a big clear for me. Expensive Trebs just went down. And now I can probably focus elsewhere, but here comes Capped Rams. Now, Britons do not get Siege Ram, which really hurts them here. But Capped Ram, and maybe I should have had the Scorpions behind the castle, but again, I never expected this area to be a concern. Never expected it. So I'm currently ramming down his eco. Scorpions and Rams, deadly combination. And just trickling in a few Hussars, gonna add some ranges for some skirmishers. But if I lose this ground, I don't have this area fully walled up, and I have a lot of exposed economy, right? So I suppose I've got the Vills to lose, as I don't know what on earth. I don't know where they're going, but they're gonna die. But it was crucial that I keep this castle up, and this one Hussar is helping me out. My Rams and Scorpions are getting some great value over here. Is looking very good for the yellow player. And I wanted to touch on this because I didn't even expect this castle to stay up. It was just pure luck. I, of course, was producing, but like, yeah, I was so focused on now trying to shift to the middle. I actually tried to use my Hussars and Scorpions to protect this, this area. And then I looked over here and I'm like, ah, I'm losing everything to the castle. No. But yeah, I'm very fortunate that I kept this up. I'd actually placed a castle over here that I forgot about too, and now I realized I have more stone to repair. And having received or brought in the other relic not too long ago, this is where I knew I had it. 160 pop for both, but like, there's been this ratio of eco for me where I've just needed to hold. I would always mine more stone. I would always mine more gold. And then I'd always have more farming eco. And you're seeing that now. And Derp calls the GG. Now, we had some conversation after this. That's not stored, of course, as the recorded game ends. And Derp said that he thinks what decided this game was the fact that I was able to get a bit of map control on the sides. And I have to agree with him there. He said, if that's played better, he thinks Britons can win. I agree with him there, too. And it was a fun game. There might possibly be other games from these practice games. We're going to do some show matches behind the scenes, like I said, that I'll upload. Kind of hard for me to know right now because I'm stacking up content to lead up to Hidden Cup 4. It's currently like late February when I'm recording this. But yeah, respect to Derp and a great game. And what an interesting map. Let's look to the statistics on that. Actually, before we do that, is there any gold left? It says I have 7 on gold. Okay, 250 gold there. Is that gold or stone? I can't tell. I suppose it might make sense. 5 villagers and 2, that's gold. So let's just say that that's around 500 gold left. There's one relic in the middle, which Derp never collected and probably should have. But apart from that, just see what the resources look like here. Like, I was so worried with that snowball push. There's the KD, largest army, 120 to 50. Oof. And yeah, I had 21,000 gold collected. I did have more of every resource. Look at the stone count, though. How many castles was I able to get up in that game? I can't get back into capture age now, but that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I lost some as well. Yeah, it's a lot of castles. Great map. I expect to see a lot of new things with the map. I expect to see Spanish picked, Incas picked, Berbers picked, Mongols picked maybe Britons, maybe Khmer. It shakes it up, and it will all be with hidden identities in the main event. So some hype stuff here. As always with my YouTube-only content, you appreciate the time I put in to do something on top of the streams I like to do. I'd appreciate a like on this video. It helps the algorithm and all that. I don't like to beg for likes and subs, but it does help, and it motivates me to do this more. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you if you're even considering stopping by for Hidden Cup 4. I did say, and my girlfriend's not really happy about this. In fact, she says I'm not doing it. But I still don't think we're going to hit the record. I did say that I would go bald and shave all my hair off if we hit 100,000 viewers on the live stream at any point during Hidden Cup. But while I'm telling you that to maybe excite you to show up, that's out of reach. Thanks for watching. You guys are freaking amazing. Can't believe so many people are watching such an old game and such a crappy player. This player form, man, he needs to improve. Let's see you next time.